What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the D.O.G podcast. We all know this is our host, German. I am Drew, but you can refer to me as Madera Softball Spring Co-Ed Champion.
Co-Ed champion.
Co-Ed Champion.
Nice, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel?
Feels fucking great.
Oh, yeah?
Team effort.
You want to take me through the last game? See what the score was?
The score was 7-5. So
it was interesting.
not that high scoring. Very close.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting. The team we played and beat in the championship, they had won their semifinal 20-0.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Damn.
it's fucking an intense one, man.
That other team had their whole reserves on. Let's be real, man.
No, dude, that other team was just they're straight ass. They're terrible.
No, they're bad.
And then the head coach like texted me the next day from that team and was like asking me about some like rules that didn't benefit them that have like set in stone in softball like across the world. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, he's like, don't you think that this should change? I'm like, no. I was like, get better players. Just get better players, dude.
Sounds like Culp. Like, dude, there's too many games. Nah, just be better.
Just get better. Just get better.
Speaking of Liverpool, man, did you see the finish of the Premier League?
I did. You know, I was actually driving home, and I was at a red light. I'm like, let me check because it was Saturday, right? It was like 9:30, and I was on my way home. I was like, let me check the scores. Yeah. And at that time, I checked earlier, and I saw City was down. They were losing, and Liverpool was winning. I'm like, holy fuck! Yeah. Is Liverpool gonna do it?
For a solid 5 minutes, I thought City were gonna screw it up.
They're gonna fucking choke.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
I was kind of hoping for it.
I was hoping for it. I was like, dude, how awesome would this be on the last day?
Yeah,
you know, for Liverpool to. I mean, they squeezed out a win. I mean, they got the win. They did what they did what
they needed to do.
But I mean, Aston Villa, dude.
I was like, Aston Villa, you guys are this close to relegation. I just need you guys to come up and get this dub right here.
Dude.
Ain't no one trying to see Manchester City. It would have almost been like, what was it, 2011 season when Aguero scores the 95th minute and beats United? Yeah,
because this was the 10-year anniversary for that, right?
So then it was 12?
It was 12. I think it was 2012.
Yeah. And I was hoping for that
2011, 2012 season.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But and I checked that at work, and then on my way home, I had saw that City tied it back up, and I thought, it's over. Aston Villa's not going to score another goal. But then, I just happened to go down to the bottom of the table, and watch the relegation race, and that one was interesting. One was
even closer.
That one was closer, and you end up getting Leeds, where they win, and they were had the same number of points as Burnley, but Burnley ties, Leeds wins, and so Burnley gets relegated. I thought that was kind of dope. I didn't watch the game, but I was just like, oh, this is a fun little race.
Rafinha's goal at the end when he's, and then have you seen the picture of him chanting in the stands or celebrating in the stands with all the fans? Oh, it looked pretty dope. It was like Rafinha with all the Leeds fans just all around him.
Yeah, man, that's sick. Awesome. I think it was really cool that you had two races legit coming down to the final 15 minutes of the season for the champion and for relegation.
Oh no, yeah, it was a packed day, dude. It was fun to watch because I was able to actually watch it, and for a solid 5 minutes, because they had built this whole story that Steven Gerrard, he's coaching
Aston Villa.
He's coaching Aston Villa.
He's doing it for his boys.
He can get Liverpool the titles. That's something he couldn't do when he was a player. And then Coutinho scores the goal when they went up. I was like, oh shit, dude.
What are the odds, bro?
And I was like, oh my god, they had built this whole story up that the Liverpool were gonna knock City out with the help of two old players. Yeah. One as a coach and the other one as a player who's loaned out, right? But I think they make the move permanent.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So
did you see on Thursday, a couple of days before, Everton avoiding relegation?
Yeah.
Down 2-0, scoring 3 unanswered. And then when they scored that third goal, everyone stormed the pitch. Yeah. And there's still 7 minutes left. The player's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Go, get out of here. We're trying to finish a game.
Crazy stuff over at Everton, dude.
I know.
It was going to be a big deal if they gone down to the second division, man.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's Everton. I mean, they're probably, they're the major 8, you would say, in the Premier League, just name and history and all that.
Yeah, I would say so, because I mean, with all the history that they have, I mean, you can even make the argument that Newcastle's still there, right? With all the history that they have. But I mean, there's a lot of clubs that are actually in the second tier division that have long histories there in England.
Swansea haven't they won a European trophy and they're
no, that's who am I thinking Nottingham Forest. They won 2 Champions League, 2 European trophies in the 60s.
Crazy. They can't even get into the first division.
Yeah, because I watched a documentary on it, and they had built a powerhouse. It was these 2 guys. So it was a manager, and it was pretty much his assistant manager. But I guess you can actually kind of call them like their director of football. Mm-hmm. And so it was like the players that they were bringing in because of these 2 guys, and then the tactics that they were using. And they won. They pretty much won everything for 2 years. And then after that, one of the guys left. I forgot what club he went to, but or the director, the assistant, whatever, he left. And after that, they pretty much just fallen off. But they had a big money buyout too a couple years ago. So we'll see what comes out of that. Something like that's something that went on with City and Newcastle United.
Yeah.
So
Newcastle's got a shit ton of money. I would love for them. It would be kind of cool to see like some fresh blood in like the last like 15 years. Actually, someone do something different. They have
to make like a big time signing.
They're
this year, right?
I think they're like top.
They finished 11th.
Yeah, but in football with their money, capital, they're like top 5. I think because they were bought out by the Saudis, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. The Saudis are trying to buy everything, dude.
All the soccer, dude.
We'll just buy fucking everything.
They're just, dude, soccer's turning into an oil sport.
Yeah. Don't talk about oil and football.
Oh, I mean, well, what's going on with Chelsea? I mean,
we know that the Americans are taking over.
Yeah.
But
LA Dodgers.
Right? Yeah. I don't want to talk about it. I fucking hate the Dodgers
because you're a Giants fan.
Yeah,
dude, he's the owner, dude.
Anyway, the upside is he comes in and he first thing that he really does is he talked about how much he believes in Tuchel, and that's reassuring. That's good to know that those two are going to be on the same page.
Yeah.
Because he's been very successful since he's come to Chelsea.
Very successful, or I mean, he won the Champions League. We'll give him that.
Dude, he's been there for a year and a half, and he won the Champions League, went to 2 other cup finals, and just took 3rd in the league.
Okay.
I'll give you that. He went to 3 finals.
3 finals.
He went
and lost 2 of them.
Lost 2 of them.
Penalties. Both of them to Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
That was
4 finals. He went to 2 finals last year.
Oh, he lost that one. Lost that one too. Yeah. But he won the Champions League. That was the biggest one.
Hey, he won the Champions League.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, that's true. But do you see them competing for the title next year? I mean, given
it just depends.
Lukaku's probably on his way out. Let's be real, right? Like that was another failure.
Bye.
Timo Werner's not performing to the way everybody hoped, right?
Yeah, but we'll probably end up keeping him just I think because Tuchel I think has a soft spot for him because every once in a while he plays like he gets opportunities like he goes like and becomes ass and then you see him like a month later that he's with the squad again and he gets his opportunities and then he does okay and then he's ass and so then I think Tuchel just continuously gives him opportunities but it really just depends on whenever they like lift Chelsea's restrictions. What's nice is Chelsea has a ton of people on loan like we've discussed before, so they'll be able to bring people back if they can't get major signings. But I mean the squad that they got now they're close. I think they just need like 1 or 2 guys, you know?
Yeah.
Losing Rudiger is really going to hurt. And I think Tuchel's philosophy is really built from the back to the front.
And then you have a guy like Thiago Silva who's kind of aging a little bit.
He's older, yeah. And I believe Azpilicueta's contract's up too.
He's up,
Yeah, he hasn't signed it with anyone else. He hasn't announced he's going to sign with anyone else.
But I mean, he's kind of another player too. You can tell his best days. His best
days are behind him. Yeah. It's almost like you're going to play about 40% of the season,
right?
And the rest is you're just going to be the captain from the bench. Like I need you in the training ground. I need you at Cobham with all these young guys, teaching them how to play wing back.
The biggest one I wanted to ask you is, what did you think about Christian Pulisic and doing what young guys do nowadays? I guess he's taking a page from Debo and what's his name, Kyle Murray, where he's just deleting any references to his team off of his social media. What do you think is going on there? You think it's about time for him to get out of London?
No, I don't. The thing with Pulisic is he's good, but I've always felt like he has that little bit of American ego to him, where Americans tend to think that they're the best, even when they're not the best. he's not the best player on Chelsea.
No, for sure.
And I think he thinks he is, and at times he can be. And so
he almost served like a super sub this entire year, like even last year, because he had a couple of starts, and was it the year? Yeah, last year, last year when he was playing for Lampard before they brought in Tuchel.
He started under Lampard, and I think that he didn't do well. The thing with Pulisic is he never really decreased, but he never increased in skill.
He never made that next step.
It was a flat line.
Yeah,
the person we bought is the person that he is today.
It's like they bought him in FIFA on manager mode at 83, and
he's still at 83,
85.
Yeah, like he's had some games where he's like an 87 and 88, and like a big impacting guy, and he scores a couple of big goals. I mean, he did it against Real Madrid in the quarters last year, semis. Whenever they played Chelsea played Madrid.
He had big time moments too, and then he missed the big one against against Manchester City in the final, where he could have buried him. I mean, they ended up winning. 2-0. They ended up winning anyways, so it didn't matter.
I think he'll come to the realization that I don't think he'll ever get much better than Chelsea. Like, I don't think City will ever go after him. I don't think Madrid will ever go after him.
Well,
that's
Bayern
probably never go after him.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, let's be realistic. He's not. He was never, even when he was a young coming up talent, he was never like put in the same light as like a Mbappe or a Haaland. No. Like he was a good solid player for an American.
Alpha. Yeah, he's not an alpha. Yeah, especially in Europe.
A good solid player for an American to go over there. He's a little undersized, but he is fast and he is strong. But where do you? Because I feel like I was kind of upset when he signed with Chelsea, because I knew he wasn't going to get the minutes that he needed. Yeah, it's just like, come on, man. Like, we got the World Cup coming up. Here, when he's going to be a lot older, but it's just like, do we need him to develop? We need him to get better. And I feel like the best place for him like that right now, it's Borussia. I feel like he needs to go back. Just go back to Germany. You were playing awesome football there. You were scoring tons of goals. You were getting all kinds of minutes. Yeah, it's nice to be in the Premier League, play for a big team like Chelsea, but it's just the minutes aren't going to be there, right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think if you kind of look at Europe as teams in tiers, right? If we think of the top tier, we think of teams like Barcelona, Madrid, Manchester City, Bayern, and maybe Liverpool,
right?
Currently, and Chelsea's not in that top tier. I think they're the tier below, where you get you'll have, United, sorta, but then you're gonna get Atletico, you're gonna get Juve, you're gonna get Milan, you're gonna get these next tiers, and I think that's where he fits. But he's not gonna shine. It kind of comes back to that old saying, like when you're in high school, when you're a sophomore, you're a good player. Do you want to go play varsity because you're a varsity player? Right. Like you're good enough to play, but you're not gonna play that often.
Yeah.
Or do you want to be the stud on JV? That's kind of almost like where Pulisic is at.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's almost kind of like what happened when Coutinho left Liverpool, right? And Klopp told him, like, dude, if you're going to go over there, you're just going to become another player. You're going to be part of the rotation, and look what happened, right? The same thing happened to Griezmann. He was a superstar over at Atletico, goes to Barcelona, same thing.
Yep.
Just another guy in the rotation. Uzum Dembele, same thing. Even a guy like Jack Grealish, who went over to Manchester City, same thing. He's just another guy in the rotation. So like even City, they don't even have a front three that's completely starting all the time. It's always different.
They will next season.
Oh, you think so?
Well,
you think
with
Haaland? Yeah. No, but I mean, they also have options at wingers, right? Because you have Bernardo Silva there. You can even put De Bruyne at the wing. You still have Sterling there, Grealish. Like it's hard to break a squad like that. Could see
Sterling leave this summer?
Yeah, probably. But you get what I'm saying. Like a big time club like that, it's going to be hard to break the squad. And I think that's where Pulisic is at.
Yeah, he needs to maybe go to, if we're talking ranking European teams, I think if he wants to play, wants to be the everyday guy, he's got to go to the third tier. And Chelsea is not in the third tier; they're in the second tier.
Speaking of other big time European teams, PSG. Let's talk PSG. And let's see, like, because
are you still crying?
They made headlines, dude, when. Mbappe staying at Real Madrid or staying at PSG, not going to Real Madrid, sucks. That honestly sucks. I was sitting there trying to piece it together and see like, dude, why is he staying? Like, what does he have to prove there? You know, you're not going to win the Champions League anytime soon there. Mm-hmm. Like, you see like what Real Madrid has been able to do without having, like, you know, outside of Benzema, a big superstar lineup, right? Like they've been able to build, you know, with Carlo Ancelotti, you know, and take him to the Champions League. Mm-hmm. And then you have all the superstars around you at PSG and you couldn't get past them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, so, and, you know, I know it doesn't come down to money. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't come down to history because PSG has only been around since the 70s.
Yeah.
So it's not history. So I'm just thinking, like, what is it, man? But now just looking at it and actually seeing, okay, now what happened with Messi, he's going to be leaving to the MLS to go be part of Miami, which is fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. I wasn't expecting it. You called it, right? I think you called it here on the podcast.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it. I didn't think he would ever come back. I thought for sure he was going to go back to Barcelona. But, I mean, I always thought as Messi as being the guy that's, well, it's not about the money, it's about the football, it's about the art, you know, but it's starting to seem like, okay, at this point in his career, it's about the money, right?
Yeah, I mean, every player comes to that point where it's time to take the money. You're no longer, you realize you're no longer the guy.
Yeah.
In his case, he's no longer the guy in like the entire world. Like that was Messi's always argument, right? Is he the best in the world? Is he the second best in the world?
He's not even that old. He's only 34.
Yeah, but I mean, soccer's not an old man's game. I mean, you have a few outliers like Ronaldo, and like that's about it. Like,
yeah, but I mean, I feel like he could, especially, you know, given the position that he plays, he still plays like he can still play like an underlining number 10.
Yeah, but okay, he can't go to the Premier League. He won't.
No,
if he's struggling in France, dude. France is what, the 4th best division in Europe.
Yeah. I wouldn't say he's struggling. He's just
4 goals.
I feel
4
like
goals.
That's not on him though. You watch some of the games that he plays in France. He plays way deeper. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? He plays like he's almost playing like a midfielder. Like he's labeled as another 10 on the squad, but he's playing super deep. Yeah. You know, because that's what Pochettino has him at.
You can only have so many guys go forward on that team.
But that's what I mean. It's just if he can go, if he would have gone back to Barcelona even next year, I feel like he would have been able to squeeze out another 2-3 years. Maybe even 4.
We talked about this already. My opinion was don't go back to Barcelona. Like, end your legacy already.
He should have gone back to Barcelona.
No, I think he's making the right move.
Well, that was that. I mean, we can go on and on about that, but he makes the move to Miami. Mm-hmm. He gets 35% of the club, which is awesome. If they are able to sign Ronaldo, dude, I'm moving my ass to Miami and I'm getting season tickets.
So dude, I think dope. Ronaldo probably won't come for probably another 2 years based on the season he had this year.
Scored 18 goals in the Premier League.
And now that I think one of them was going to go, I think maybe eventually they'll play together, but I think what's going to end up happening is Suarez just played his last game in Spain. And so now he's looking for a home.
Yeah.
What are the odds that you end up getting Suarez and Messi again?
And Higuain?
In Miami.
Yeah. Higuain is there too.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
That'd be fucking dope.
That'd be dope.
And it's so great for American soccer.
Building up into the World Cup, because I mean, if you think about like what's going on with the World Cup, this year, there was a lot of, who was it? Xavi, he went to go play in Qatar, right? So he had some players, or they've been some players that going over to Qatar to go play, to try to build a World Cup. What do we get that here in the U.S.? I understand that all the, that there are 3 countries hosting with Mexico, Canada, and USA. But who's really going to want to go to Mexico and Canada to go watch a game?
Yeah,
if you're like a tourist, right? Like, I mean, there's going to be people at the games there, but if you're a tourist from like Germany or France, which country are you going to come to?
You're going to Miami. You're going to Los Angeles, Las Vegas. You're doing that. But the MLS and American soccer in general, 40 years here? I mean, how popular has it been? It's a new thing to Americans.
Pretty much.
Professional soccer. Yeah. I mean, you look at Europe and these guys have been playing professionally since the 1800s. So I think it's really big for American soccer right now to land Messi, because I think soccer here is almost like a young person, a young fan, probably between, teenagers, probably like the older like true soccer fans that you have now are probably like in their early 40s.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people grew up watching Messi. And so it's I think probably the most popular big name best player to come to the MLS.
There's just, I feel like with the internet there's more exposure, right? Because before it was, I mean, we had cable and it was almost impossible to get any of the fucking games, right? Like you're
only watching local games, no nationally televised games.
Now they're showing Premier League every weekend through Peacock, and then you have other streaming service like Paramount to watch the Champions League. Like, and then they start watching it and you're like, oh shit, this is actually kind of dope.
Yeah.
And then you get a bunch of kids too who also, they're not really into football anymore. Like you said, and then baseball is another dying sport. People are kind of starting to get over it. Maybe it's just the younger kids. Maybe it's, the TikTok generation that, maybe it's different, and with soccer, I feel like there's more of that little that flashiness, like kind of like what you get from the NBA, right? Where it's just now you get guys on TikTok, guys who are more, interactive with the fans on social media. Someone like Neymar, who I wanted to ask you next. Now, do you see Neymar coming over to the MLS anytime soon?
Yes.
Because PSG is starting to push him out. That's the whole. Now, I honestly think that's the whole reason why Mbappe decided to stay.
Because Messi's going to be gone. And
for
Neymar's
sure,
he
sat down with those owners and they told him, like, hey, we're pushing these guys out. We're going to build around you. We're going to get you some central, some holding midfielders so that you don't have to press anymore. We're going to get you some wing backs. We're going to get you some center backs so you could just up front doing your thing. And you'll be the next Messi or whatever, the next Ronaldo. You just score a bunch of goals.
I do think that I don't know if he's coming to the U.S. I think I've heard that Neymar eventually wants to go back to Brazil and play in Brazil.
Interesting.
I don't know how accurate that is, but I think I don't think he follows Messi, which leads me to believe that he goes to Los Angeles because Messi came to Miami first.
Yeah,
and it could have been vice versa.
He's just gonna stay in his shadow.
Yeah,
wherever he goes.
Yeah, he's not doing that, and especially if Suarez is this whole Suarez maybe rumor going to Miami.
Coming to Miami.
They're not rejoining that big three. I mean, maybe it could be appealing. They're just gonna fuck everyone up. Like, how exciting is that?
Higuain again? Fuck! I can't catch a break, dude.
So I think he ends up coming to LA.
Yeah.
Eventually, I think his best days in Europe are behind him. I think he can't do much better than PSG right now.
Honestly, dude, there's a handful of players that were superstars once, and that they're still, whether they're in their early 30s or like their late 20s, that they're not playing at the same level that they were playing at before. Just come over here. Just come play here. Because we have money, dude. We have the money that you guys want. Yeah, and then a lot of these guys, they're at the point of their careers where like they've won trophies. Like, for an example, a guy like Griezmann, right? Things aren't going well for him. Didn't go well for him at Barcelona. Things aren't going well for him over at Atletico right now. You've won a World Cup. You've won La Liga. Come over here, right? Just come over here. And then you're super into the whole spending time with celebrities. Like, he's hanging out with like LeBron. He's posting all kinds of pictures on Instagram about his lifestyle and stuff. You just do that here, right?
I think what needs to happen is a couple more superstars, older superstars, and when I say older, like early 30s, like kind of like Messi, Neymar. These guys need to come over here first and then prove that they can do what Zlatan did. Eventually, maybe go back to Europe. Right. Because I think a lot of people currently have this MLS in mind as it's like the graveyard league.
It's the retirement home.
Yeah, you go to MLS, that's it. You're done. You're just going over there to continue to play a little bit and collect the paychecks.
That's why Ronaldo's fighting it, dude, because he wants to be immortal. He's fighting. He's
like, I gotta fucking score some goals for United, bro.
That's why he's all kinds of Botox and they're still doing like the ab workouts.
Yeah. So for the MLS to grow the way we want it to grow, the way you're talking about Griezmann, getting some of these late 20s guys coming over, is they have to make the MLS grow.
Right.
To either be more competitive or to show that it's not a retirement league.
Because I feel like it can be competitive if you bring those guys over, like another guy like Pogba too, who he's got nothing else to prove. You've won the World Cup. You've won a league title in Italy. Just come over here,
He's got
man.
no Champions League though.
Who cares at this point?
Everyone cares.
At this point for him, like once you win a World Cup, dude, you've made tons of fucking money. Just come over here. Like now, like you said, it's not an old man's game anymore. Once you get to 28, 29, dude, it starts to get rough.
Yeah.
And now especially when you got Mbappe, who's, getting his mega contract deal at 18, Haaland at 20. You know what I mean? It's just like these guys are getting younger and younger. You got like Phil Foden, Mason Mount, the guys who are coming up the pipeline who are pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
And they're running circles around these other guys. So
I think the only issue that you could run into in MLS, it's not that big of an issue because it's a problem that you've had in soccer forever, is you're going to end up getting the 2 LA teams, Miami team, the big teams with the money, a couple of New York teams, they're going to start buying all these good players because they can afford to do it. And not just that they can afford to do it. Like Seattle's got money.
Yeah.
But Ronaldo's not going to Seattle. He is not coming to I'm going to come to the United States to be a Seattle Sounder.
I'm not going to come play over at Columbus.
Yeah,
Crew.
you're not going to be Columbus Crew.
Ohio.
No, you ain't going to be playing that cool ass weather. No, they ain't going to be doing that shit. So it's going to be
it's going to be cities like LA. I mean, you could even Miami,
Orlando,
Vegas,
maybe like in Austin, but you probably not, and New York.
Well,
and that's about it.
Austin's got the brand new team, so they have a team there. Las Vegas is going to have a team coming up soon. Of course, you got the teams in New York, so that's another one. Chicago too. That sounds like Chicago's a huge market. I don't know for soccer though.
But you got to think on the international level. Like, do people in Europe talk about Chicago? No,
they talk about
LA, Miami, and New York. Like that's the big thing. That's what they know.
Have you been to LA lately? Well, yeah, you've gone to Disneyland too.
I go to
LA's ass.
Yeah, but it's LA.
It's ass.
It's LA though.
It's cool if you have money. I get you.
Yeah. It still attracts people. It doesn't matter how slummy it is, how trashy it is, how ghetto it can be in certain parts of LA. Yeah. It's still LA.
You still see all kinds of Teslas and Ferraris.
Everyone in the world
on the street
that is, living in a first world country, second world country, they know what LA is.
Yeah. Speaking about a guy who did it big in LA, Zlatan, dude.
Oh, dude, fucking goat, bro.
Winning Series A, dude, at what, 37?
Dude's a fucking goat, man.
Yeah, dude.
He's awesome. It's so sick. To me, that is showing me
he's 40, dude.
That is showing me that you can do anything you put your mind to.
He's insane, dude.
Like he truly believes he's the greatest mentally, and his performance shows that
he lives it.
Yeah. He's like, I can fucking beat you.
Yeah.
And he does it because he thinks that he can do it. He's so mentally strong. It's like, it's remarkable.
He's a fucking superstar, dude.
Dude, it's awesome.
He tore his ACL and he was back like in 4 months.
Yeah, who the fuck does that?
What the hell, dude? The guy's insane.
Dude, one of the greatest intros of all time is LA, you're welcome. Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
When he comes to LA, and then in his very first game, just fucking banger from 40 yards out.
The one against LAFC.
Gets 2 goals and wins them the game. Incredible, bro.
Oh, he's insane, dude. He's fucking awesome.
Like, he lives for the big moment.
And to think, dude, all the big clubs he's been at and how incredible a player he was, dude. He never even played in a Champions League final. He's never won the Champions League.
He has to create problems. Not he's not doing it intentionally, but I think he creates problems with teammates because of how he holds himself and everyone else to a higher standard. He's probably not the best teammate. I think it was cool. I don't know if you saw after they won Serie A, he gave a little speech.
Yeah.
And he seemed to have like everyone involved. But I can't imagine. I mean, I saw one little documentary a long time ago about when he was at Ajax and he was all about himself.
Yeah,
and,
he was all pretty selfish.
And I'm sure that that's majority of his career when he was at Paris and then when he was at Milan the first time.
At Paris, dude, he was a G at Paris.
Yeah.
Dude, he scored crazy amount of goals in Paris.
But I think for a long time in his career, the Zlatan show. It's all about me. And if you want to win, give me the ball.
Him?
Yeah, no, you can't. You can't. I think it just you have a hard time getting other big name people to play with you.
Yeah, he goes over to Milan, AC Milan, gets them their first Scudetto in what is like 10 years, something like that. It's insane, dude. He's awesome. And then did you see the picture of him smoking the cigar after the game? Dude, he looks like a G, dude. He looks like a Bond villain. He really does. Because, he's got the facial hair and he's a big-ass dude. And he's just walking around with a cigar. All the flares going off in the back. Do you see it?
Oh yeah,
yeah, right. It's dope.
That's a fucking thick ass cigar, awesome. Bro.
But yeah, I mean, AC Milan. It's cool to see them. They're going to be in the Champions League again next year. It's pretty awesome to see them. They're starting to grow up and or get back into like the top tier of football. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Inter Milan. Juventus kind of just falling down. They barely qualified for Champions League.
They went to ass, bro, right around the end of Ronaldo's era.
Even before Ronaldo left, they were starting to get into.
Well, yeah, that's started to trend but his last season, 2 seasons there, they weren't good at all.
They kind of just fell off.
They haven't done shit since.
Bayern, they win the Bundesliga again.
What?
Like no surprise there.
Hold on, let me look. Let me just double check.
Right?
That.
Yeah, dude. It's just there's no competing with Bayern over in Germany.
It's a one-team league.
Yeah, it's a one-team league. Real Madrid, of course, they won the La Liga. And now coming up into the Champions League, man, are you excited? I'm excited.
I am excited. I'm really excited, and I hope that Madrid beats the shit out of Liverpool. I don't think
you just don't like Liverpool at all.
No, I don't want to root for another English team.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna be a really good game.
Yeah,
and I think so you're gonna end up seeing the pattern repeat itself. Madrid's probably gonna be down,
like 1-0.
Yeah, and I think they end up coming back to winning it.
I think we're going to get a stalemate early, man. The Liverpool, I mean, they defend very well. They attack very well, but they're beat up, dude. They have some injuries, and I think the Premier League season is going to catch up to them because, I mean, you played in 4 tournaments all the way through. Yeah. Like, you won 2 of them. The last one, you took it down to the wire to the very last game because he put in a strong squad for that. Like he wasn't saving any players for that final.
Dude, they wanted the quad.
Yeah, they wanted it, and then they might just be left with just only 2 trophies. And when
I was driving over here, I was thinking this because Liverpool's been playing everyone, right?
Yeah,
they've been going full strength, and yes, that's tiring, and the guys need rest. Madrid, on the other hand, after they clinched La Liga, they sat. They've been resting for 2 weeks, but going into that, they were hot. So now you kind of cooled off.
Right.
So you kind of have this thing kind of going right here. What is more important? Rolling with the hot hand, which I'd consider Liverpool's got the hot hand, recently winning a trophy over Chelsea, going down to the wire in the Premier League and playing well. But you're going to be tired. You're going to be gassed. These guys are toast. Compared to a team that was hot and now they've cooled off. They've rested.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, do you want to keep going? Do you want to keep turning your wheels because you have the momentum, or is rest more important?
I see what you're saying, but if you watch some of the last games that Real Madrid played, they were able to play a lot of the second tier guys that don't get a lot of minutes, and Real Madrid's got some depth, man. You see,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, they won a lot of guys.
Not just that. Of course, they're well rested, but they got guys coming off the bench too that can win them the game. Like look what Rodrigo did when he came off the bench against City, right? So they got a guy like that who's probably not going to start, but he can come off the bench. He can do some damage. You got Marco Asensio who can come off, do some damage. Isco too. Liverpool, they outside of Diego Jota and I mean, I guess you can say Firmino because Luis Diaz is probably going to start in the final. Yeah. But outside of those 2 guys, when you go up front, who else are you going to be bringing off the bench?
Yeah, but you're right. Yeah. There's not as much depth there, but I think their starting 11's better than Madrid's starting 11
to an extent. But if Real Madrid,
I think they have the best player. I think Liverpool's got better starters.
Yeah.
But Madrid's got more depth. So there's a lot of an even flow here.
Back and forth. Yeah.
Upper hand here, upper hand.
Each other very well.
Yeah. So and I think the season that Benzema has had is just going to be a little cherry on top.
You want to predict the score?
2-1 in extra time. Madrid. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 2-1. Madrid.
And
I think
full-time?
I think they'll end it in 90 minutes. I think so.
I got 120
I just think I don't think Liverpool has the legs. If they get into extra time, dude, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for that Liverpool team. Like where I can see what you're saying, where Real Madrid can probably squeeze one in, like in the 115th minute or something.
Yeah, that I'm thinking like 108th minute.
Yeah,
game winner.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. But it'd be fun. It's gonna be a fun game. I'm gonna be excited, and if Madrid wins, dude, I'm gonna wear my jersey probably for the whole week.
You're gonna wear your Madrid jersey with your United tattoo?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Fake ass fan.
Come on, dude.
Fake ass fan.
They're playing 2 different leagues.
Fake ass fan.
They play in 2 different leagues. You can go for both of them.
Okay.
Anything else you want to add?
Okay. No, just admiring my trophy. Our trophy. It was a very much a team effort.
I'm gonna emphasize the my part, and I'm gonna cut out the
You're
part
gonna cut
where
out
you
the
said our trophy.
No, honestly,
Make you seem like a jackass.
Our best hitters did not hit well in our championship game. Our bottom of our lineup really produced. Mm-hmm. The guy that probably had the weakest season offensively, Matt Shu, the Jags fan.
Yeah,
he came up pretty clutch in the semifinals in the championship game. But we won with defense.
Nice.
Honestly, our defense was pretty fucking rock solid both games. It was awesome. A complete all around team effort.
Glad you guys had fun. Congratulations on your win.
That was dope.
But that's it for me. If you want to go ahead, we'll end this out.
Yeah, that's it for me. Jack Peterson, the next Barry Bonds. Just kidding. Just kidding.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us at home. If you're watching, if you like what you see here, make sure you guys like and subscribe. You guys sound off in the comments. Tell us your guys' opinion. Let us know what you guys like to watch next. All right. We'll see you guys later.
Peace.
All right. Bye, everybody.